Hello guys, if you like my awesome gaming videos, my programming and web development courses, my editing courses and editing videos, and my tech talks and tech guidance, then you can consider subscribing to my channel and click on this bell icon to stay connected with me all the time. So hello guys, welcome to my channel. So this is the part 3 which I'm going to talk about how you can implement the complete REST API. As you can see, all the API is working really fine. In the previous two videos, especially the part 1, I talked about the complete CRUD with Node SQL with the MySQL database. You can get a complete CRUD API. And the second part, I created the relations. Okay, and let's test our API. As you can see, we need to serve our node server.js file first to check our API. As you can see, it is completely okay, done. And let's check our API. Yeah, it is working. So first step to implement get all the products from the database. Okay, and let's implement it in our React application. So for implementing the node SQL MySQL database based CRUD application, as you can see, get all the products. So in the product controller, as you can see, get all the products from the API. As you can see, product.find all. So this is the thing that we are working, get all the products. As you can see, if we go to that route, it gives us all the information. So we need to get all this information in the React. So for that, we need to go to the server.js. As you can see, our course origin is http:/localhost 8081. So if the React application goes to this one based on the proxy, we need to use a proxy in the React application. Otherwise, there will be some errors in the cross origin resource management. Okay, so inside the node express SQL MySQL React application, and inside the node express SQL everything, we need to create our npx. Just write npx create. So let me make it a little bit bigger for you so that you can understand very easily. Okay, you need to write create React app and name it client. Okay, inside the root directory, as you can see, node express SQL MySQL. So it will take some time to create a complete React application. So for that, just wait a little bit and understand what we can do. As you can see, it is taking some time to make a client. As you can see, our application is started. As you can see, cd client. If you go, as you can see, if you go to the client, you see in the source folder you have everything which is recreated and pre-created. As you can see, if you go to the app.js, you can see every single thing. But here I'm gonna delete every single thing, and here I'm gonna delete the logo as well. We don't need that. You need to delete this from the client. Just keep we don't need app.test. We just delete it and just save it again. And if we go to the app.js, as you can see, and this is our main root file, and we're gonna convert it into the arrow function. You need to write RAFCE, and it is an arrow function. And I'm just gonna use the normal syntactic sugar for the fragment, and this should be our main page, main app page. Okay, so this is our main app page, and this is our index. This is our app.css file. Let's just delete every single thing, and just delete every single thing. We don't need those things. As you can see, it is clean properly. So then we need to install something. We need to go to our cd client so that we can go into our React application, cd client. Now what you can do, you need to install some packages. So we can install npm i-save. We can install Axios. We need to install and you know, Axios is a really good HTTP client to get all of the data, post data, put data to the data, and get consume all those API properly using the Axios. And then we need to use our React Bootstrap, to design our software, React Bootstrap. And we need to use React Router DOM, and we need to use React Router Bootstrap. So these are the packages. We need Axios to HTTP client to consume our API from the backend, and React Bootstrap to design our API, to design our website using that React Bootstrap. If you go to reactbootstrap.com, as you can see, you can have all the features and functionalities so that you can make your website responsive properly and easily. And we React Router DOM to navigate our website from one page to another page, we need that. And React Router Bootstrap also needed. So all of the thing is super important. So as you can see, it's done completely. All of the thing is installed. As you can see, the version, Axios, React Bootstrap, React Router DOM, and React Router Bootstrap, everything. So clear it out. So we are in the client. As you can see, we're in the client. As you can see, let's run it and test it first. npm start, and if you write npm start, it will run our server, as you can see. And the React runs on normally localhost 3000. Okay, so this is the main port. So our main app is running here properly. So here we need to first connect our backend to the front end properly, and for that we can use something called proxies here, which I'm going to talk about later. So before we connect our backend to the front end, just create a folder structure and create a new folder in the source and name it components. Okay, and create another folder called screens. So these are the pages of the screens, and suppose we have different pages. One is for adding product. You can use add product page.jsx. So it would be for adding products. So let's create it RAFCE add product. Okay, so let's use our normal fragment syntax, and here I'm going to use add product, and later we're going to design it using the React Bootstrap later. So I'm just creating a normal syntactic sugar for that, so that you can understand properly and the file structure. And it is very important to maintain the file structure. And the second one is to show all the products. So then we're gonna write it show products. Okay, show products page. So this is one important. First one is the add product page, and then the show product page. Okay, sorry, we need to rename it using the JSX. Okay, show products, and we're gonna write it RAFC for the arrow functionality, arrow functions, and I'm gonna just paste it inside. And this is for the fragment, and it should be named as all products. Okay, this page will show all the products from the API. So this is our all the products, and then we're gonna create our edit, which is edit product.jsx. Okay, and here I'm going to create the same thing again and again, so that you can understand and used to it. And it should be edit or update the product based on some ID. And then we have a screen of detail of product or product detail page. Let's make it product detail.jsx. Okay, very simple, RFCE, and it should be also product detail, or you can write detail of the product. Very simple. And all the screens are done, and the components, we can see some components. Suppose one component which I can remember is product card. We'll have a card. We'll show all the information of the product in a card view and make it card. Okay, and just name it RFCE and product card, and it will take some information and show some data. So we're gonna work with it later, and we're gonna give a product card, and this is a simple thing. And let's create our screens. First one is the add, and then we're gonna work with our show all the products and detail, and then we're gonna work with our edit. So we will do all the code functionality here. So first we work with our show products, because you're going to show all the products in the card view in this particular tutorial. So let's get this, and we need to import the Axios as well, which are already installed. And how can you understand? Then if you go to the product.json, package.json in the client, which is our React application, you see all the things that you have installed. You can check it out. Okay, so this is a very simple stuff. So let's go to the show products page, and you see it will show all the products here. So this is just a simple structure, how we structure an application. Now here I'm gonna use state, because I'm gonna use hooks. So I'm gonna use state to do the state management system of this, and use effect of the lifecycle method, so that we can call our API and when the component loads on the show products loads. Okay, we need to use this thing very importantly. And then what we can do, we can go to our app.js, and here we need to use something called React Router DOM packages, and from the React Router DOM what we can use, you will see it later. And here I'm gonna use import browser router from React Router Bootstrap, React Router DOM package. So React Router DOM, I have a complete tutorial on React Router DOM on YouTube. You can check it out. I'll give the link in the description. It is super easy and super simple. So it is important so that we can navigate from one page to another page. So this is also important. We need to use React Router DOM. We can have browser router. We need to import browser router as router liss, and we need the route package, and we need the switch package. Switch also important for if you don't have any URL and you went into the wrong URL and it shows that their information does not exist on that URL. Okay, so that you need that. And okay, these are the main basic thing that you need, suppose. And here I'm gonna delete every single thing. Okay, you need to wrap everything inside the router here. Okay, so this is the router that wraps every single thing, and in the router you need to pass switch. And switch basically means that let me create all the paths first. In the switch you need to create all the route. It just check if that path is exist in your application, then it will show that information. If it does not, it will not show. So switch is actually in the programming language, if it finds something based on some parameter, it stops there, and if it doesn't find it, it will find it from all the path, and if it doesn't find it any of the path, it will show nothing. Okay, so in the route, so our main thing is our router. Inside the router we need to wrap every single component that we have on every single screens, like add, edit, all of those things, add something. Okay, so we're gonna use path, and it has a parameter path, and path should be add product. Okay, so if you go to the add product, it will add some product, and then it should, and the component, and which component it will load, it will go to the add product page. So as you can see, it is imported from screens add product. So if you go to the add product path, it will render the add product component. So this is all the basic thing. Route, and then we're gonna create another path, and another path should be get all products. And let me make it simple, and let's keep it products. Okay, products, and make sure it is component, and it will render show products page, where you're going to show every single page in a card view. If you go to the /products, and then you can copy the same thing and do this for another time. Okay, and then we're gonna show product/edit, product/edit /id, and this id should be dynamic id. We're gonna pass this thing into the edit product page. Okay, and then we're gonna delete it later, and then we have to use, as if we go to the product/dynamic id, whichever product information if you want to get, suppose product information of 1, it will give you that product page in the detail. If we go to the product detail page, okay, in the product detail page we parse all the information of each individual product based on the parameter id that we passed in, and we also edit it the same way, and get all the products based on this. If I go to /product, and if we can go to the add product using the add product route, this route, and make sure you use the exact. This is very easy to use, just use exact. Okay, so all the thing is done properly. Now I think you understand what is the importance of router. We can route from one page to another page and give the component which component to render. If we go to if we go to the products page, show products page, it will render something, and we're going to use state and use effect, and using the use effect we can get all the data from the API, and use state to hold our information that is coming from the API. One is for holder, one is to get all the information. Go to our package.json, and here you need to use our proxy. Okay, so here I'm going to use proxy, and proxy should be look http .//127. suppose you're going to work with 127.0.0, which is our local host actually. So in React, in the proxy, in the package.json, you need to write it like this way instead of localhost, which works really well. So our port is 8081. Suppose let's try it with this. I don't know if it works. Sometimes it causes some problem. So you will try if it is working or not. So we're going to go to our this API. As you can see, you can copy this thing /API/product all product to get all the product, and go to show products page, and here I'm going to use it. Here I'm going to use const products and set products, and this is a simple React hooks that I'm going to use, and use state. Okay, and because the all products will hold all the products that is coming from the database, as you can see in the array. This is the array of object that we are getting. Okay, so that's why we need to have an array inside the use state, because it will hold an array of object, and if we pass the information in the products, we get all the information in the products variable. And then we need to use some context, which is use effect. So let's use effect, and we need to pass something and pass a parameter which is dependency injection, because it should call the API only once when this add product with show products component is mounted. Okay, for the first time it will call the API only once. So we need to write, suppose, a function which is const get products data. Okay, get products data, and should be an arrow function, and it should be an arrow function. And what we can do, we can write something called const data is equals to axios await, and let's make it asynchronous function, because this is a database operation. If you use async await, it gets really easy to understand what's going to happen, because you can't use async on the use effect. You need to make a functions which is get products data, and inside that you can call this. So you can use axios dot get. So we need to import axios from axios. Okay, so now you can call axios dot get, and here you're gonna use API /products/ all products. So you can use the same this URL which is coming from the backend. You can copy the same thing and you can paste it here, /API/products/ all products. And if you go to the package.json, we have this is the proxy. Okay, this is the proxy, and in the show product we are getting all the information from this URL /API/products/ all product, and we don't need to write HTTP all of those things, and we can pass those data. Let's console.log what happens actually. So we just call this get products data, otherwise there will be some error. Oh, sorry, it should be curly bracket, it is not a square bracket. Okay, so within the square bracket you're gonna write this functionality. So let's check it out. I don't know if it is working or not, so let's check it out, and let's go to /x. Okay, so if we go to the products /product, it will go to the all product. If we go to the app.js, as you can see, if we go to /product, it will go into the show products component, and the show products component we're gonna call the API to get all the products. So this is our main part. And if we go to the inspect and go to the console, and in the console we can see that our load resources, the server responded to status 404, which is not found. So unfortunately this is not working at this moment. So if we go to the server.js, let's keep it, don't want to use it, let's comment it out in the server. Okay, in the server let's comment it out, and let's check it out. Server, which is node server.js. Okay, our API is working now. API is working, but we need to figure it out how can we work with our React applications. This is our proxy. Use a proxy of http/127. This is our local host and 8080. And if we go to the show products, and it will go, we don't need to write this HTTP, just API/products/ all products. Let's just test it out if it is working or not. So our React app is running now. As you can see, our API is perfect, but we just need to make sure it is working. Console. Yes, our data is coming. As you can see, all of our data is coming, as you can see properly. So array in the 0 index. Okay, so in the 0 index we have created a description, ID, all of those things. So I think it is working really fine. We have two objects, which is iPhone for the iPhone 13 and iPhone 12. So this is working fine. So the problem was, so if you use the user to get all the data from the API, you just need to write /API/product/all product to get all the data and render it out. Okay, and in the show products page. And the second part is, if you go to the package.json, you just need to write http://127, which is my local host of your current PC. For everyone you need to use this thing, and our port is 8080, because if you go to the server.js, our main server or the node server is running on port 8080. So you need to match that out, and I just uncommented out the course. I don't need to use it at this moment, otherwise it will not work. And make sure you run on this node server. This is for the node server, and this terminal is for the React application. So everything is working really fine. So now all of your data is coming. So if you go to the logcat, as you can see, all of your data is coming as an array of object. Now you can implement that properly. So you can go and just use set products, and the set products, you just passed all those data that is coming from the database, and the console.log is just to test it. Now we have all the information in the set products use state. Now we get all the information that is coming from the API in the set products. Now we can access our products and get all of our data. And here what I'm going to do is just create a second bracket, so that in the curly bracket it is very easy to use in the JSX to parse all this information. We just use products, because products can now have all the information, and it is an array of object. An array of object, you can just map it, array of object.map, map individual product, and individual product should be product, and just name it as product. Okay, and just write it as a product, and you're gonna return, suppose I'm gonna return it as li tag, and give as a key, and key should be product.id, because it has a product.id feature. If you see, as you can see, we have an ID, product ID of 1. Each of them has some ID, and let's pass it some name. It should be product.title. It has a title field. Okay, it should be return something. Let's check it out. Yeah, as you can see, it is returning iPhone 12 and iPhone 13. So all of the things is working properly. So by the way, you need to make a card so that you can pass it properly. So we need to now install our Bootstrap so that we can show it in a nice card view. Okay, and get you started. And you need to already install the React Bootstrap, so we don't need to worry about it. What I'm going to do, you just need to go to the CSS part and import this. Okay, import bootstrap this CSS bootstrap main.css. You can put it, or you can put it in the index.js. That is actually the rendering our app, which is this thing. So index.js is our root, so here you can put it inside and just pass it import bootstrap and this thing, and save it. And so let's go to our products. Okay, now I think it is working properly. And here I'm going to use one more thing, which is a container. So container is super important, so use a container. I'm gonna use a container, so we need to import it from React Bootstrap. Import from React Bootstrap. We need to import container, we need to import row, we need to import column container. So let's delete it. In the container, I'm gonna write it as show all products, and we can use some classes now, and make sure it is class name, and in the class name I can use text center. Okay, now it looks better, and give us a HR tag, and within the HR tag, after that we can use something called row, which is also coming from the React Bootstrap, and within the row we can use some column. Inside the container you can just copy all of those things and inside the row you just paste it. Okay, so inside the container we have row, and within the row we can paste all of those information. Okay, so inside the products we can get each product and each product name, all of those things. We just return something else. We need to return column here, column. We need to return column, and column should be like, and column has an MD medium screen. We need to show it in 80 space. In the large screen I want to show it in 12 space. In the small I want to show it in 12 space. Okay, so these are the grid column system. This is not a bootstrap video, just seeing the React Bootstrap how you can implement that. The columns, I'm gonna put all the information, and this information will contain a product card. So we're gonna use go to components, component, product card. Okay, here I'm gonna go to product card. Okay, in the product card I'm gonna pass some data, and this data should be product. These are the product that I'm gonna pass, and give it some key, and each should have some key, and key should be product dot id. Okay, so product id is the key. We need to pass it so that the React can render each product by its id, because there would be thousands of id, and with the corresponding each id we're gonna get all the information. So we're gonna return this column, and we're gonna show and put all those information in the product card. And product card is a component. Okay, product card is a component. Make sure you import that, and in the component we need to pass this data and that you get. As you can see, we just pass this data. And if we go to the product card now, you need to use a card view. Let me delete this thing, and we need to use card here, and just save it, and you go to the product card and go to the React Bootstrap, and here I'm going to search card. As you can see, we have a simple card view here, and you can just copy the same thing, paste it inside that. We have a card body, we have a card image. We don't need that image because we don't have image here. In the text we need to import it first. We need to import everything from React Bootstrap. Card. Okay, so card is the thing that we need from the React Bootstrap. And we need something called, so button is not defined, so button is not needed at this moment, but I will be using link to go from one information to another information. So button is not needed in this particular case as well. So in the card body we have a card title and the card text. So in the card title I need to show the title, and here I use the show products. I pass some data as the props. So from this container, which is show products, which is our main page, and from this page I just put all those data in the product card, so that it is quite manageable and it looks better. Okay, so we just pass the product as a props, and if you go to the product card we need to hold it inside the product. Okay, and now we can pass all of this data as the information, and we did the second bracket to the curly bracket. You can go to the product, and it has a title, and just name it as title, and the title is this title. So this is quite nice. And in the card text you can put something called description, which is product description. You can put product dot description, because product description is also there. As you can see, if we go description, if you see in the API, as you can see we have a description. So product has a description and product has some price. Okay, so let me use one more title, and this should be price, and this should be price, and price should be inside this tag price $, and product dot price. We have some other field like published, all of those things, but I'm not gonna interested too much on those things at this moment. I just want to show you how can it implement that. And let's go over React application. As you can see, we have all the products, which is iPhone 12, price of 7,088, and the descriptions, and this is the thing. So these are all the thing, and you can use some margin, padding, all of those things, whichever you want. Class name, which is justify content center, content center, and you're gonna get some margin top of 2, margin bottom of 2, padding of 2, and those are the things. Let's check it out. Yeah, it got some margin in the column as well, in the product card. If you go to the product card, and here I'm gonna give some margin as well. In the card you can use a class name, and this is directly come from the Bootstrap, and you can use bg dark. If you use bg dark here, if you use bg dark, it will make the card black, as you can see, which is nice thing. And you can make it text center, whichever you think you like, you can do it. I just want to give it some shadow, so shadow small sm, shadow sm. I think it is shadow sm. I don't remember it, but as you can see, there is some shadow there. You can see all the shadow. So this looks quite nice. And if you use shadow large, oh, there is a huge shadow. As you can see, you can understand it, how it is looking. It is looking really beautiful and awesome. And let's give some margin of 5 and padding of 3. Yeah, this is too much margin. Let's give it a margin of 2, and let's delete this margin of that margin. Okay, we have margin, we have padding, and you can make it rounded as well. Rounded, you can understand and just read the React Bootstrap and documentation, and you can get, as you can see, it's rounded. So if we click each of the card, we should go to some link. So we need a link tag. Okay, so we just use link, and as you can see, link is coming from the React Router DOM, and here you can use link to, and it will go to slash, suppose product detail. And let's check out our app.js file, and it should go to product/id. Okay, so that product detail, it should go from this page to this page. Okay, so let's click on this. When someone click the card, it should go slash product slash id, and need to pass some id there. Okay, and this id should come to product.id, because we want to go dynamically. Whichever information you are getting, if you want to go to product id of 1 and its detail, it should go to that product id. And that's why you need to use this template string, or this syntax, so that we can put our dynamic content. Okay, and it will go to the product/id, and we need to wrap everything, the card, within the link tag. So if we click on this, as you can see, it's going there. If you click on this, it's going there. So it's nice, but link should be inside in another card. So for that, it doesn't look so good. So for that, I can use some different thing. So inside I can put whole link. This, just cut it and paste it inside the upper side. Okay, and we need to use some I think it's better to use a button. Okay, and the button is also coming from the React Bootstrap card and button. Okay, so we need to button, and button name should be detail. Okay, and when you want to link this inside a button, just Control X and paste it here. Okay, and copy all of those things and paste it inside a card. Okay, so there you have a button that will go somewhere, and when you click on this button, okay, it will go to this link. So let's check it out if it is working. Control X, paste it, just remove this thing. Okay, now it is working. So if we click on this, as you can see, we go to detail of each product. As you can see, if we click on this, it will go to the product/id of 2. If we click on this, it will go to the product id of 1. So it looks better. It looks really nice. And within the card body, we have a card title, we have a price, we have a description. Okay, and then we have a simple link that can go to the product/id, and we can get it from the product id, and that we have passed. So this is very simple, and when you click on the detail button, it should go there. Okay, so this is simple. I'm not working simply on the UI lot, so this is just to get all the information from the database. So now work with our add product. So add product, also we need to hold this information in the use state. so that we can put some data using the exist.put post. And this is the thing, we need to use state. Okay, so if you want to use the add product, we need to go to React form, which is React Bootstrap. You can go to form. As you can see, input group form. If we go to the forms, as we can see, we have a form group. So let's copy the same thing. So inside the fragment add product, I'm going to delete everything. We just need to add a container which is coming from the React Bootstrap, and we need to just use here h1, which is add product, and in that product, after that I'm gonna use the HR tag, and after the HR tag I can use the whole form. Okay, so just organize it properly. Form, let me make it bigger for you. As you can see, we have for form label, form control, form text. We don't need form text, we don't need it basically. And let's just give it some name, which is add product, and then this should be named as title, and this should be named as title, which is product title. And in the form control, it should be type of text, and it should be entered, and there I don't think there is needed for a placeholder, so this is important. And we don't need for the password, and you can use a type of checkbox. Here I'm going to use two information. One is for price, one is for the description. So this one, second one is for the price. Okay, and this should be price, and it should be number, because price normally is a number, and form control, and make sure its type is number, and label should be price. Okay, and let's give it some $sign so that people can understand it. It's title and price, and it should be description, and let's give it as a description. You just use alt and just use description here, and this is a description, and it should be form control. It should be typed as text area. So first one is for title, then we have a price at the number of price, and then we have a text area. So what we can do, we need to get this information, and for that we need to use some handlers. We need to use all these states. First is the title and the set title, and we need to use this state and make sure it is nothing, it is null. And then we have a const price, set price, it should be uppercase, and use state. Okay, and by the way, it should be 0 by default. And then we have a const, and then we have a const of description, and this should be as set description, and this should be use state, and this should be empty. So these are the three fields that we're really interested on, and we're gonna add all this information. So first we need to grab this information, and to grab this information, let's just check it if it is working or not. Let's check it. Okay, so form is not defined, or every single thing is not defined, so we need to import it from the Bootstrap. Let's import the form and the button, all this thing. So let's save it, add product. Okay, we see title, price, description, all of those things. So it is working really nice, and you can add product to it. Okay, so, and this is a text area, this is a number, this is a simple text. So everything is working fine. And what we can do, you can use simple Bootstrap if you like. So I'm going to use a simple Bootstrap to make it a little bit beautiful, which is text margin top of 2, padding of 2. So let's do this. Okay, as you can see, it's looking good. So let's give it margin top of 5. Okay, now it looks far better. So we have all of our entities that will hold all those data set, title, price, description in this place, and whatever you type it, we need to put it inside the API. As you can see, I'm going to post all those data into the database. So this is the part we're going to need. So what we're going to do, we're going to call our API, and before that we need to get this data inside the form. So inside the form control, it should be type text, and inside that you can use value property. You can use value property, should be whatever we typed in the title. Okay, so it should be title, and you can give it as on change. When you write something in this field, it should on change whatever you write it, and it should hold it inside this variable use state, and this is the thing that you're going to post inside the API. So this is the part we need. So our value, whatever we typed in, and if you change it, it should be set text. It should be set title, and if whatever you type in the set title would be stored in this title. Okay, so set title target value. Okay, target.value, whatever you write in the set title, it will be stored in the title variable. Okay, and this is the thing we need. Value, we need on change with the type of text. This is the same thing we need, we just change one thing, and this is for the type of number, and the value should be price. Okay, the value should be price. Let's just give it some nice margin so that it looks better, and it should be on change. And it should be set price target.value. Okay, so whatever I put in the price field, it will be stored in this price field. Okay, and its value should be price. So let's save it again and again for other fields as well, and just copy and paste it here. And here you need to write value whatever written in the description field, and on change you can copy the same thing now after you do some practice, and it should be description. Okay, and it should be target.description. So whatever write in the text area, so you can write it. As you can see, you can write whatever you want, you can write, and you can add this product. But just now I need to pass this information into the database. So for that we need to just call a function which is const add product. Okay, add product handler. Okay, and this is the place where you're gonna do this. And here in the form we need to use on submit. When you click on submit, it will call add product handler function. Okay, so this would be called, and make sure it is type is submit. When you click on this add product button, make sure it is type is submit, otherwise this submit add product handler will not work. Okay, so let's make it smaller so that you can understand it better. As you can see what happened, this is for the description, this is for the price, this is for the title, and this is for the text area. When I click on this add button, it should call this add product handler, as you can see on the on submit. So this is the place is very important to understand. And here we can just call const data is equals to title and price and description, and we can name it differently. Pass title is equals to whatever you write in the title, and price whatever write in the price. Okay, and description whatever you write in the description field, and this is the data that you're going to pass. And make sure one more information is important. You can pass published is equals to true. Okay, published is equals to true. So these are all the fields that we need. As you can see, the published is equals to true is also, and then we're gonna call it await. Just give it in a name which is async. It should be async, and it should be await, and we need to call Axios axios.post. In the post, and you need to call some API. And which API you need to go? You need to go to the add product API. You need to go to add products. So we need to go to the show products, and here similarly we're just copying every single thing here and go to the add product and just paste it here, API/product, and it should be add product. Okay, and in this URL you need to pass this data. Okay, these are the data that we're going to pass, which is title, and this title is this title, and this price is this price, and this description is this description, and published is equals to true. Okay, and published is equals to true, that I'm gonna pass. Okay, let's go and let's check it out if it is working or not, and let's save it and let's check our API. Okay, compile successfully. Okay, so let's give it a dummy. So let's give it some Samsung S21 Ultra, and its price is suppose $899, and description is Samsung is great for camera, suppose. Add product. Let's check out our API if it is working or not. As you can see, Samsung S20 Ultra, it worked really fine, and it is published is equals to true. Prevent default. Okay, you can use e dot prevent default. Okay, you can use e dot prevent default, and you can put this information again, and let's give it some dummy information, price of this, and some information at product. And let's go and let's check it out. As you can see, the dummy information is also added properly. So after you add all those product information, you should go to history. You can use history to navigate. Okay, you can use history, and here you can, after you just add all this information, you can use history.push. Okay, and history.push, you can go to the products directory. Okay, I just want to go there. So suppose I just want to go to add product now and put some dummy data. After you do that, you go to the this information table. Okay, where you can see all the information. So this looks really nice, and let's go and let's check it out. Okay, so you can get all this information using the use history, or you can use history. Okay, so this is really fine. You can go to the show products page and show all this data in a column, and column should have a product card, and each of the card is this card we have inside a column and inside a row. So it looks really nice, and you can just modify your code and just change whatever style and show information that way. And as you can see, all the information is added. If you just refresh it, it is added in the database. So it is working really fine. And then we have only one information that we need, which is product detail, and product detail is also show on information in the product card. Okay, so let's go to the product detail page, and product detail page also using the it should also call use effect, because you're gonna call all those data from the API based on some information. Okay, so for that we need to use effect, and here in the detail of each product we can we can go to the show products page, and we can copy something, which is this thing, product card. We can import product card and bootstrap, and let's go to our product detail page and paste it here. I think in the bootstrap I only need the card. Okay, we don't need the product card, only we need the card, and here we can show in the card view. If we go to product card, and this is the card that we need, just copy this thing and go into the product detail page, and here we need the card, and we need the card, and we also need link. So we need to import link from React Router DOM. Okay, suppose we need that, and we just keep it inside, and we don't need to use detail, and we just need to go to edit button from here. So for that we need to go to the product slash edit slash that product ID, because if we go to the app.js we have product slash edit slash ID. So these are the two things we need. And then another button is to go to the product slash ID to delete. Product slash ID to delete. We also gonna delete this thing based on the here product ID, so it should be delete. Okay, so delete would be done inside there, and these are all the information like title, price, all of those things in a card body. We're gonna render all this information. And how can we get all this information? So from the API. So for that we need to call use effect. We need to use use effect, which is const use effect, and we just go and run this, and run this only once time, and we can copy something from our show products page. And let's go and copy the same thing and go to the product detail page and just paste it, and it should be get single product data. It should be single product data, and just copy the same name and just paste it here. It should be async await, and it should be coming based on the ID API slash product slash ID. And if we pass API slash product slash 1, it should give us some individual information. So it should be like that. And for that we need to use some templating string, as you can see this one, and it should API slash product slash ID, and we need to pass some ID. Now how can we get that ID? This is the questions. How can we get that ID? Okay, the product is not defined, so for that, to get that ID we need to use params. So use const ID is equals to use params. So this is another hooks that we're gonna use. Import use params from React router, so we can get the ID of each individual product that way. So in the product detail, if we go to the app.js, in the product detail, if we go to this product detail, as you can see, and product slash ID. Okay, so each individual product ID, so this is the dynamic ID that we're going to pass inside the product detail page. So we're going to hold it inside the ID, and inside the use params hooks we can get the ID whichever you passed. This is a dynamic ID, and based on that ID you're gonna call those information. So product slash ID, so this ID should be dynamic. It can be ID number 1, it can be ID number 2, whichever. So in the React you need to call the API from the server slash API slash product based on the ID, and this ID you will get it from this, and this ID you will get it from app.js. As you can see, we just pass dynamic ID product slash ID. So for that, if you go to the product detail page, you're going to get each individual product by its ID and show it. And this is not only that data, okay, that you will show. It should be different thing. You just delete the set products here, and here this is the hooks, and you need to use const title. So we can copy everything from here, title, and we can copy from the add product. So we need all of those things. Title, price, description, all of those things, and let's go to product detail, and here you can paste it. So these are the thing we need, and inside the set title we need to set the data dot title. So data is the ultimate thing that we get, and in the data we have a title. Okay, so these are all the thing that we want. Okay, this is not array, this is a single object, so we don't need to do loop. We just go, we can directly access data.title. We don't need to loop around it. Okay, we can go to data.title, and in the set price we can use data.price, should be price, and set description we can use data.description. So we have data.title, price, and description, all the informations, and this is a single object. Okay, and this is the thing that we get from the API, and we're gonna hold it inside this. Now we can access our title, price, description easily and just put it inside that. And here we don't need to write a product.title. Okay, we don't need to write it because directly we access data.title, data.price and data.description. Okay, and we set it inside this variable, and now we can directly access title, price and description, which is really easy. We don't need to pass product. Okay, we can just use and call our descriptions, title and price. And here we don't need to product/edit page. We can go to directly ID, and this ID would be that ID. Okay, so very simple, and you can just go to that ID. Last part, I'm going to work with the edit and delete functionality. So this part was just about adding and getting all those data into the show products page that we have done, and to product detail page. As you can see in the product detail, we get all the information that is coming from the API. Okay, and pass it inside this variable using the set title, set price and set description. We get the information in the title variable now, in the price and description, and that is the thing we just render. You can get it easily. So Axios is not defined, set products and button is not defined. So we need to go to the button and we need to import Axios. Import Axios from Axios. Okay, so we need to import our user. Sorry for the mistake. So this is a simple mistake you just find. So now we can test our application, and let's go to /product, and we want to go to /product/1. Okay, now we see the detail of each product. As you can see, we have an edit and delete function. If you go to the edit, it will go to the product/edit. Okay, so now we need to fix something, which is product detail page, edit product/edit/id. So I did some mistake, I think. So let's check it. Sorry, I think I should use /product/edit/id. And now, okay, it is working properly now. If we click on edit, it will go to /edit/product/edit/id. So it is working. Okay, so you need to use slash inside of within them. So this is all the thing that you should understand. So we are also able to add some product. If you go to the all the products, it will show all the products. If we go to the if we go to the local add product, we can add some product and put all of this into the database, and then we can show all the products. If we go to the products, so those two functionality is done, and we can go to the detail of each product. And as you can see, we can go to that, we can go there. It is quite fast and easy to understand how you can get all this information based on this ID. And make sure you use this ID as well, because in the dependency injection, because when the ID changes, the information should change. If it is product ID of 1, it will pass different information. If it is product ID of 2, it will pass different information. So dependency injection is also important. As you can see, React hook dependency injection, as you can see. So dependency injection, you also learn how to do that. 3000/products/1. Okay, if we go to the product of 2, okay, superb. So I hope you guys understand a lot of things, and you will definitely watch the second part. And thanks for watching. I'll become the next video with awesome amazing content. Till then, take care. Bye bye.